Week 3 is in the books. Join us as we introduce Jordan and his Chiefs Kingdom story, discuss the Falcons game, and preview the Chargers game. All that on the home of the Chiefs. Welcome, Chiefs Kingdom. Thanks for tuning in to this Red Kingdom Media production, bringing you raw, authentic Chiefs coverage. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on your team. Now sit back and enjoy the show. Welcome to this week 4 edition of the Home of the Chiefs podcast, where the Chiefs are our home. We are your hosts, Clinton and Shannon, joined with you as always. And this week we have a very special guest as we continue to go through the Red Kingdom Media family. We have our social media manager, Jordan Franklin, here in the building. How are you doing today, sir? You've had a very busy weekend, have you not?
Man, I had a great weekend. Yes, I had a very busy week. I just got back from Atlanta this morning.
That's what I'm talking about. We got people on the scene, man.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
So I'm glad you enjoyed it. We're going to definitely talk about that Falcons matchup here in the middle of our show. But first of all, we just wanted to go ahead and kind of introduce yourself to the audience and those who may not know you in terms of maybe they only follow our podcast channels. So go ahead and introduce yourself and let the people know what you are doing for Red Kingdom Media this season.
All right. But yes, as he told y'all, my name is Jordan Franklin, and I am part of the social media team and also marketing. And also, I'm just here to show y'all the great vibes, the great energy from me. Hey, as always, go Chiefs, baby, because you know we go be here to have fun, share our great vibes and everything.
That's right.
Heck yeah.
It's good having people not connected to all the shows who still contribute to the shows, and that way it's not all a bias that's like, oh, you're only promoting it because you're on it. Well, it's like no, we all we watch other people's shows. We're on other people's shows. We help out on an article or social media post here and there. We're not kind of limiting ourselves to a certain thing that we do. We like to, kind of expand our horizons and try to do a bunch of different things. So Jordan definitely fits that category. We're happy to have him. So if you're on any of our social media channels, especially on TikTok or Instagram Reels, you'll definitely see him, and we'll probably see him coming up here in the next few days as well as he starts promoting our stuff. And we're very appreciative of that. And we got a lot more weeks of the season to get through, and we're just hoping that it all ends the way we want to in one big celebration. But in either case, we're all here each and every day, each and every week, breaking down the game, breaking down whatever Chiefs news or injuries that we have to deal with. And Jordan is a fantastic addition to that team.
Yes.
So as customary as it's been, I've got my list of some Chiefs related questions that we're going to cover to kind of get Jordan's Chiefs Kingdom story. So my first question has to be, how long have you been a Chiefs fan?
I've been a Chiefs fan since Yeha, a little bitty baby, man. It really started off me watching the Chiefs during the Trent Green days. I can say that. Yeah, we had our good days. We had our bad days. We lose in the playoffs. It ain't nothing wrong with it. But at the same time, I've been a fan since I was at least 5, 6 years old. And that's when I started really playing football as a kid. And my first time putting on pads was at 8, 9 years old. It was nonstop me playing football. Once I was done with football, I'll go home and go watch the Chiefs. If I missed a game back in the day, got it on record, go watch it. I had to.
Yeah, same for most of us here. Of course, the idea is that it was only Taylor Swift or Patrick Mahomes doing for all of us to be covering this team. But as we'll get to one of the questions at the very end, we've stuck through some very hard times, and there wasn't always a lot of things to cheer for. But we are Kansas City fans, so we find things to cheer for and get excited about.
For sure.
So let the people know where you're repping. I know you're from local, so let the people know which part of KC Mo you're repping over there.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely from living in North Kansas City, the Gladstone area. Man, they love the Chiefs out here, most definitely. I can give you a great example of why they love the Chiefs. Just me one day, got my big flag with me, got my Chiefs on it, wore my belt around my waist. Surprisingly, I can say that. But just walking around, showing love. They be out here honking. They love the Chiefs out here. I got a Walmart at Javi right across from me, not too far. They rep the Chiefs hard, just like we do, and I love it. They show some love. It's some people that works at Javi that follow us right now. Well, they go be watching this probably, and that's gonna be dope as well. And it's beautiful. I love it out here.
That's what it's about, bro.
Yeah, that's so cool.
We're in South Kansas City, so I'm not,
Mhm.
having a turf war or nothing, but we just like to show people Kansas City Chiefs fans are from all out. A lot of us
Yeah,
are
sure.
obviously from around here, but what I've liked from the show and in general from our channel is just like finding out all these people like the Chiefs, and they're nowhere near here. Maybe some of them used to be here and are gone, but I find it interesting that there's like just some people out of nowhere who've don't have any connections that just decided this is their team that they follow. So you
Oh,
got to
most definitely.
respect that. But there's no downplaying that the people around here, including ourselves, love this team, and so it's important to hear that story over and over again, just so people
Oh
understand
yeah.
that
I
it's
say we got fans
ingrained
around the
in
world.
us.
We got
Yeah.
fans around the world.
Exactly. So what are your game day routines you like to do when it comes to the 24 hours where the game is starting, the game is done, and the post game has been officially done? What's your process look like from that day, start to finish?
Man, just prepare myself because I know a lot of these games is always gonna be tough because we are the defending back-to-back Super Bowl champions. So just me, just preparing myself. I love watching pre-game interviews. I love it with Mitch, definitely with Mitch. He be going crazy, and I love it. Just listening to him during the game is lovely. But just for myself, shoot, I gotta make sure who's playing, who's not playing, because that takes a big toll on the team and everything. Just watching stats and how they did the previous week and see what they gonna do this week. It's a lot of mental self evaluation. So just to prepare yourself to see who we got this week compared to next week or the previous weeks and how we played against them already before. So it's a lot going on. But I can say for myself, with me, I like doing a lot of fantasy football stuff. So I gotta make sure everything is lined up together. Make sure I get a win for fantasy for one. But other than that, it's just a lot of evaluation and everything. Nothing too crazy.
No doubt. I know fantasy football's a big proponent about why people like the Chiefs or just football in general.
Yeah.
What is what's your game day outfit? What are you wearing? What are you eating? Where are you watching the game at? Are you watching it with somebody or are you secluded? What's your game day watching look like?
Oh yeah, I would say stuff like this. I gotta rep our team, of course. If not, I'm wearing a jersey. What I need to eat? Anything. Of course, I love barbecue. Sometimes I like to cook myself because myself I love pasta and everything. That's what I like to do. And also, I gotta rock this out there. Of course, y'all seen it on the videos and everything. I gotta hold it out there. I get a lot of love. A lot of people love to take pictures with it. A lot of people love to stop me and stuff. But hey, I gotta rep the city. I gotta rep the town. I love it.
That's right.
That's so cool.
Got all the extra details and attire to put on.
Yeah.
That way we can feel like part of the team. We're not putting on wolf costumes or
Oh
painting
no,
our
no.
faces at home, but we're not that far off. We could be convinced if that was going to be the thing to make the Chiefs win that week, we could
Mhm.
we could probably
I'll
go
throw
for
on
that.
a wolf costume. Yeah.
There
Right.
you go. I mean,
Now, if you
you
could
look-
get me with a Nacho Libre mask, I would definitely wear that.
there you go.
Yeah.
We'll just join one of these episodes, and we're all just wearing
Just garbed
some
out.
luchador masks.
Right.
Try to guess who's who. Love it.
Mhm.
So now something gets serious.
Yep.
Who do you think of the most when it comes to the Chiefs in your life?
For sure, I can say I think about family the most. And just to say that, of course, I love family. We come together as one. But also for this man, if y'all don't know him, Jim Kearney, that was my uncle. He recently just passed away. He's Chiefs for me, and I love this man with a passion. He basically taught me how to play football, and that was one thing that I loved the most about him. He always made sure I was on point, stayed out of trouble, and just made sure I just have fun in my life.
That's what it's all about.
Oh yeah.
Just
Family is everything.
family, growth as a person,
Mhm.
growth as men for us in particular. Rodney's told his same story as well,
Mhm.
that like family and sports watching, it's very integral to development sometimes, and just being
Right.
able to observe things.
Mhm.
And maybe you have 500 questions or none, and you
Right.
choose which ones you want to ask, and based on that you get a long or a short answer. So
Mhm.
it's just very interesting to be able to talk with different people and have most of these all still circle around that family unit. And whether it was
Right.
Chiefs or just football or sports, it was a way to interact with your family members and
Mhm.
a way to draw closer and to have something to work towards mutually, and have something that everybody can cheer for. And you
Right.
may not like the same team as everybody else in your family, but if
Right.
you're that other team, your family still thinks of you when that other team's on. So
Yeah.
therefore you get kind of ingrained and combined with that team. So
Mhm.
Right.
I'm very happy to hear that family connection, and of course condolences to your uncle.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So if you could bring back a past Chiefs player on this roster, and I guess you can only pick one. You guys are very good at saying, but I like this guy or this guy. So if I had to hold you to it, that you can only select one player, who is your dream player?
If I had to pick one player, that is very tough. There's so many good Chiefs players out there, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with Dante Hall. I got Dante Hall, the human joystick. That man, just seeing him as a kid for sure was just crazy. I was like, I wish I could be like him. I wish I could be a wide receiver, but at the same time, got some muscle on me. So I was like, not that much height either, but he was also small, so it really didn't matter. But why I say Dante Hall, because one, he was a very respectable player, very coachable. He do the thing out there. Definitely when it came to kick return and punt return, number speed, and him going down the field, left and right, not going up and down the field, but he still gets around and do his thing.
Absolutely. He kind of has been that prototype for what
Mm.
all, if not Chiefs wide receivers, Chiefs like receiving weapons need to be,
Weapons,
and
Mhm.
need to have that like sudden impact.
right?
Have to show love to the X Factor there, because I mean he's a man of a million nicknames around here. He finally
Oh
got
yeah,
into
Yeah.
the Ring of Honor just a
Mhm.
couple years ago. So I'm glad he's getting recognized. He's not getting the kind of national love, but
right.
Chiefs Kingdom will always rep him till we die.
For sure.
So who, if he's not your all-time favorite Chief, who is? And then also, who is your favorite modern day Chiefs?
My favorite all time, of course, I gotta go DT. That man was the ultimate beast out there. Rest in peace, DT. You did your thing. You did your thing. I loved it. But I say now, of course, my favorite current is that I'm not gonna say Mahomes. Everybody would pick Mahomes. Everybody love him, of course. But I'm gonna go ahead and go Isaiah Pacheco. That's my dog. Unfortunately, he had to get injured. We ready to see you back on that field, big dog. I got spoke to him a little bit in training camps. Hella cool, great vibe. Also got to sign the championship belt, which is also cool. Unfortunately, he is hurt. He's out for 6 to 8 weeks. Hopefully, he can come back a little bit sooner, but at the same time, he's gonna be missed. But at the same time, Pacheco, we're ready for you to be back on that field, big dog.
He's definitely a fan favorite, and taking a number 10 away, knew that it was going to add to that popularity, but he's kind of ascended himself, and all the memes about him and about his toothbrush and the ground. He attacks the ground. You know, he's an aggressive player. Like you said, it's really tragic what happened to him, because it almost seemed like inevitable that eventually something's going to happen to him because of his running style. And he's a running back, so their careers are never the length they should or the impact that they can be. So, and if anything, I was saying this earlier last week, if anything, I feel like Pacheco's injury actually increases the likelihood that he is in Kansas City after his rookie contract. Get the little extra time off, rest those legs, rest the body, don't have as many hits on it into the final year of your contract. You don't have as good of statistics as you may have, so it doesn't inflate your contract numbers. And the Chiefs are going to say that you're a very popular player. You fit with the locker room. The community loves you. You're a good community company man.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't we want to bring you back? Like, the Chiefs are not like scared of like paying for a player they think they need back, because they've done that. Mike Dana is back on the team. Drew Tranquil is back on the team. So there's plenty of guys that you would have said, you know, I assume maybe the Chiefs are willing to let it part, but if the numbers are right and the fit is there, I could see Pacheco having a second contract here. And just last year, we would have thought that there was no way that'd be possible because the Chiefs were going to run him into the ground. So if anything, this kind of puts a stop to that and allows the Chiefs to reflect how they truly want to use Pacheco the rest of this season onward, and make sure they're getting the most out of him, and making sure that he's not putting himself in an advantageous situation that either costs him, you know, his health or future earnings. So we're all rooting for Pacheco to get healthy and come back healthy and help the Chiefs with their Super Bowl push. So, and my final question that I have for you for this first segment is, we know that the Chiefs have not always been the perennial powerhouse that they are. The Chiefs have not always been the Darth Vader of the league, as they have now become. The Chiefs have not always been the villains. They, at one point in time, maybe were lovable losers. And those were some not fun times to be a Chiefs fan, but we were able to stick through those anyway. So let the people understand how you are able to kind of accept what we're seeing now and the glory, you know, comparing that to those downtrodden years and being able to appreciate what we have now instead of taking it for granted.
I can say this: every team wants to win that Super Bowl, of course. And just seeing us compared to back in the day and being this close all the time, it was just crazy. But now that we're starting to win more and see the Super Bowl more, it's a blessing. I can say that, because, like I said, compared to back in the day when it was Trent Green, when it was Alex Smith, with Alex Smith being this close back in 2018 before Mahomes came, it's just that close. And of course, losing to Brady, like always. I don't know why, but it's Brady. But just seeing it then to now, it's a blessing, because a lot of Chiefs fans know we had troubles in certain positions, mainly quarterback. And now that we got that solid and longevity quarterback, now we can see the process. And okay, like Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. I'll be telling people this: Mahomes, before he ends his career, I can see 5 Super Bowls in his future.
That's a lofty goal. He's already more than halfway there.
Yeah.
So
Right.
not saying he couldn't achieve it. And I think if you would ask Chiefs fans in general, would you be happy with only 5? I mean,
Right.
at this point, we'd say, are you sure? Are you sure there's not like another
More.
2 or 3 hidden
3 more.
somewhere?
Yeah.
But
But
everybody want to see Mahomes beat Brady. But just think, I'm gonna ask y'all this question. Just think, what if Patrick Mahomes get this 3-peat? Will he be better than Brady, or will he still be that underdog under Brady?
he'd be ahead.
Yeah, I think he
If,
did.
if anything, right now, Patrick Mahomes is 1 game away from his 100th career start, and he has 1 more career win in that time frame than Tom Brady already. So if he would get that this season and get a 3-peat, I don't know who else you could compare him to. He's obviously one of one in terms of the quarterbacks in the league right now, and that's no shame to Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. You guys can catch the Chiefs.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that makes the
Right.
Chiefs unbeatable. I'm saying that they have the dude in the NFL.
Yeah.
And, you know, I already geeked about this with Rod in our last episode. You know, cut back 10 years ago. How many Chiefs podcasts were there in existence? 3?
Not a lot.
Maybe. And I listened to all of them.
Mhm.
10 years ago, when the team was not the best, when they didn't have everything in place.
Mhm.
Right.
And now we get to look at this team, and now the Chiefs are the most popular team in the NFL. They're the team to talk about.
Yep.
So Red Kingdom Media was a dream 10 years ago, 10 years in the making, that finally now gets to be seen into fruition because the team has had the history in the past and its late present resurgence. I mean, Jordan, if you had said 10 years ago that Patrick Mahomes, a quarterback I'd never heard before, the Chiefs would win 5 Super Bowls, I would have thought, you know, was there a deal with the devil? Like,
Yeah.
how
Right.
did you make that happen?
Right.
But
Right.
the right circumstances and the right personalities in the right environment just allows it to thrive.
Yeah.
And it's so special for us to watch that. And that's what makes what we're doing here at Red Kingdom Media so special, because like we recognize that, like the aura around the Chiefs, and just want to partake in that and share our little taste of it.
Yeah.
So
It's exciting.
it's very exciting. And
Mhm.
you know, I would have said last year was like the build up, but now that excitement, we're just growing more and more.
Yep.
Like
More.
you would think at some point we'd have a lull, but like things are just getting more exciting. Things are more intense. The stakes are higher. And, you know, the Chiefs are prepared and focused on their goal. Whereas maybe one of the other years or the back-to-back year that didn't happen, you know, we
Right.
lost track of what the goal was.
Yeah.
And we focused too much on the final result and not necessarily the work and the man hours that it was going to take to get that goal.
Mhm.
And this team, I don't think, has that type of issue. I think that they're just as focused as they should be. Obviously, we'll talk about them here in a minute, but they have their issues, but they also have strengths, and they can go into any game and win. They also have the talent to completely shoot themselves in the foot and lose badly.
Mhm.
Right.
And it's up to the Chiefs any given week to decide which version of that they want to show us. Before we started, you said that this Falcons game, it could have been bad for the Chiefs. And then I countered, well, if the Chiefs had made everything right how they should have, it could have been really bad for the Falcons. So the Chiefs are that kind of team that they can convince you they're going to lose every game or that they're going to win every game. And you might be able to convince yourself of the either if you weren't already.
Yeah.
So besides all that, Jordan, thank you for letting the people know what you had going on, where you kind of stand in Chiefs Kingdom, and what that process looked like from way then until now. And we're just very thankful to have you here, and to be a part of us, and for this particular episode get to share your thoughts about the Falcons and Chargers games.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Before we move on, I'm going to ask you all to please like and subscribe. Follow us on all of our social media platforms at Red Kingdom Media. If you're an audio podcast listener, you can check out our Spotify. We have several playlists for each of the shows that we have on our channels. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and subscribe and comment in there. We are giving a jersey giveaway out when we hit 500 subscribers. So if you are one of those subscribers, make sure to let the people know that we are trying to reach 500 by the end of this NFL season. And if we are able to do that, we will be giving away a jersey to a lucky subscriber. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you would like to be on the Home of the Chiefs podcast and be in the position that Jordan is right now as a potential guest this or an upcoming season, make sure to hit the link up in the description and fill out that Google form, and we will get back to you in order to schedule a future appearance on this podcast. And who knows if it could turn into something more. But if you would like to have your opinion known and felt amongst Chiefs Kingdom, let us know, and we'd love to potentially be that place for you to share that opinion. If videos are not your thing, maybe you like written articles. Well, we've got a Substack that you can go ahead and subscribe to. We have 2 different memberships. We have a free membership, which gives you access to our daily update, which is straight to your inbox, Monday through Friday, every morning. And if you would like some more in-depth Chiefs coverage, we also have a paid Substack where we have at least 2 paid article series out during each week. You can check out Rod's Pick 6 articles before the game, or you can also check out Daily Dale's Extra Point post-game articles. The former has already been released, as the game that we're talking about has already transpired. Dale's article should be up now or very soon, so make sure to go check those out if you're not already. And the benefit of being a paid Substack member is it gives you 2 additional entries into the YouTube subscriber jersey giveaway. So you might as well subscribe to Substack and give yourself some extra entries into that jersey giveaway if you're already a YouTube subscriber. And last but not least, Jordan already showcased this lovely shirt unprompted in a question before. That's how you know he's a true company man. But we have shirts, and not only that, we are trying to work towards some more options and design choices for our merch. But for that to be the case, we need to have proof that we have the demand to do such things. So we really need these t-shirts to start selling so we can justify having some other style choices, having some kids size shirts, having a work blazer. Maybe we need a hoodie when we start getting cold. So in order to do that, we need to start seeing some demand, and we need to know that you guys are interested in our merchandise. So hit those links up in the description, message Dale, message me. Let us know that you're interested in a shirt, or if not even a shirt, if you're saying, hey, I would really love a hoodie when I know that exists. Let us know, and we will try to work with you to get you a piece of merchandise that best fits. Let's go ahead and move on to our second topic. And I feel like before we can truly talk about the game itself, we need to hear from someone who got to experience the game in person for himself. Jordan, before we go ahead and talk about the game, What was the environment of Atlanta, and how did they treat a member of Chiefs Kingdom out there?
Oh, it was great actually. Surprisingly, I didn't try to get beat up by any Falcons fans. But literally every day that I was there, you see nothing but Chiefs fans. More red than the actual Atlanta Falcons, which is crazy because they are red and black, of course. But just seeing the environment and everybody just having fun, trying out new food spots, trying out the aquarium that's in Atlanta. It was great actually. Everybody had a great time. There was actually a block party out there in Atlanta, and of course everybody wore their Chiefs gear. I've seen people at a club wearing Chiefs gear. It was just a great environment. Everybody had fun. Being with family of my sister, a lot of Chiefs fans, but it was other sports fans as well. But at the same time, just us in that environment having fun, going to watch parties, and just people being at the game as well. I think there was more Chiefs fans at the game than the actual Atlanta Falcons people, which was nuts. And of course, we had to do our during the anthem. We had to do the home of the Chiefs. Just seeing the video of that was crazy. It seemed like it was more Chiefs fans than Atlanta fans there.
Awesome.
That is so neat. Wow.
It's good to know that we travel, and I know that you
Yes, we
physically
do.
traveled there, so you're one of the real ones.
Yeah.
Get to be on the scene. I'm sure that was a great experience. I saw a lot of Chiefs Kingdom down there. It made a trip. Atlanta's one of those destinations that you could do something else besides a game if you go there all weekend.
Mhm.
So I'm happy to hear that Atlanta treated you right and had that Southern hospitality. So
Oh yeah.
and now in terms of the game itself, what did you think of the Chiefs versus Falcons, and who were your offensive and defensive MVPs?
All right, the game was crazy, of course. Just like the previous game, it came down to the wire. Now the offensive MVP, I will go ahead and give it to Rice. The co-MVP would definitely be Carson Steele because he definitely had a great game. Even though he didn't score a touchdown, he had a chance, but he didn't get it. He still did his thing out there. Now defense, I got to go ahead and give it to Nick Bolton. That game winning tackle right there really made a difference, and also him getting hurt kind of scared a few people because I think he had a little back issue or whatever, but that didn't affect him at all. And he still got that tackle, which was the game winning tackle, and everybody loved it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a really rough start actually. It got off and I was just like, man, there's so many things going wrong and I didn't think at that point, I didn't like in the first half, I didn't think we would pull off the win just because there's so many missed opportunities. There was a lot of like mistakes that could have been avoided. There was miscommunication and I feel like it was just like they weren't gelling together. And then the second half, I feel like they came out and they were doing better and they were kind of like communicating more, especially on the offense. I feel like the defense did pretty well. And I feel like the offensive MVP for me was Carson Steele. For sure, Rashee Rice obviously was like the biggest, like he did the most out of everyone, and we can all say that. And he was like the main MVP. But yeah, I agree. Carson Steele was like the co MVP because he really showed up. He made himself known, and he showed us what he could do. And we just got a little taste of that. So I'm excited to see what he's gonna do the rest of the season. And as far as defense, I feel like the defensive MVP is Mike Pennell just because he really stuck out to me this time. I hadn't really like heard anything about him before this. I heard like a few things here and there, but not a whole lot. But I feel like this game was really his time to shine. And he brought everything. He brought it all out on the field, and we really got to see that. So I'm excited for these two guys, excited to see them and what they do the rest of the season.
No doubt. For me, the guys on the post game were clowning me a little bit acting like I was proclaiming the defense was trash and was giving up all this stuff. And really, I wasn't saying that. They had drives where Atlanta did whatever they wanted to them, or the big play just right over the top of them that the Chiefs weren't ready for. But towards the end of the game, the Falcons were only able to put up 3 points in that second half, and that was basically it. The defense ended up clamping up and making those adjustments they always tend to do. They always leave you kind of scratching your head at the beginning of a game or the first quarter. And in general, the Chiefs, both sides of the ball, tend to do that. Yeah. The first quarter of a game is never as smooth and productive as it should be. So I would really like to see here in this next matchup, both sides of the ball choosing to have that dominant start to a game and hold on to it instead of kind of blow it at the beginning and then try to, clean up the pieces throughout the rest of the game and just kind of hold back the damages. Mm-hmm. The offense, I feel like there's still some miscommunications going on, some interceptions getting thrown, or some passes thrown to nobody. And, if we're watching at home, it's always going to look like it's Patrick Mahomes' fault for that interception or for the throw. And then we may find out it was him, or it was a player not running the route they should have, or running a route incorrectly. Mm-hmm. There's just some minute detail that we don't get to pick up on just by watching it on TV. We have to have those inside track knowledge. So the offense, they look like they were ready to, dominate and put up 40 points. And then they'd stall themselves in the red zone and settle for 3, mm-hmm. or make a mistake and turn it over, or just have too many penalties and have to punt it away. I feel like both sides of the ball is ready to be like a complete dominant football team. And at this point, either side is hoping the other will pick up slack, or, they tell themselves, okay, we have a 2 touchdown mercy rule. We can give up 2 touchdowns. And after that, we're not allowed to give up any more because it'd be too much to overcome. And I just feel like that's too much risky business. That's not something that you should be willing to gamble with week in and week out. And towards the end of the season, I would like to see a lot more of these games be decided earlier or by larger point totals, just to give us that confidence that we're ready to beat that team, and the scoreboard actually indicates that. In terms of some singling out, you guys have kind of already said the best ones. I mean, on offense, it's Rasheed and Steele. We joked Steele could have gotten more. I think he looked a little not out of shape, but just ill-prepared to have as many NFL reps in that game as he did. I think he was ready to be Pacheco's backup, not necessarily take all the snaps that Pacheco would take. So I will be interested to see how the next couple weeks shake out. Obviously, we have Kareem Hunt now in the fold. P. Ryan did his normal thing. So the Chiefs have running back options. They just need to learn to lean on that. And in times of, the passing game isn't working out, or you want to settle things down after a boneheaded interception, running the ball nonstop and scoring a touchdown on that drive is a good indicator that the offense is willing to make those changes and adjustments on the fly to make sure that nothing becomes a storyline like last year where the receivers just kept dropping balls. And that was the only thing that anybody ever talked about.
Yep.
And then on defense, I think you got to give it to much of the secondary. Chamari Connor came up big with a sack after having that fumble recovery the week before. Chamari Connor is already becoming a force for this Chiefs defense, and is starting to be that almost L'Jarius Sneed role and I'm really liking what I see from him. Trent McDuffie did his normal thing. He got called for some pass interferences that you can question. Brian Cook did not get called a pass interference that you can question, but that's not what this is for. You know, we're not going to be on here defending or slandering the refs. The game is the game. I mean, it flows the way it does. You just kind of assume some things are going to get made up in the past, or, you know, a makeup call to come. So you just have to be mindful of that. But overall, I think they're satisfied with their win. I don't think they should be thrilled with how they were able to manage it. Mm-hmm. But Andy Reid talked in his pressers that it's not very likely that a team plays 2 games a row at home to start the season and then plays a game on the road and ends up winning. And the Chiefs, thankfully, are one of those victories on that statistic. So, like I said, overall, I'm just happy they came out with a win. I think they know they have a lot of work to deal with, and a lot of changes and a lot of fixes still need to be made. But I believe that this team is confident, and they believe that they are ready to take on the challenge of this repeat season. Mm-hmm. And moving on to our last topic, we've got Chattin the Chargers. So we have our first AFC West divisional matchup in terms of the Chiefs happening here in week 4, where the Chargers will be hosting the Chiefs on Sunday afternoon on CBS. As of right now, we do not know the status of Justin Herbert. I believe Joey Bosa is still out there. Their left tackle, Rashawn Slater, is still out there. So it's hard to kind of, you know, preview what this game is. You know, I know we need a little bit more time to figure out the specifics, but just taking the Chargers as a whole in a vacuum, what are your expectations for this matchup?
Basically, our expectations, I can say defenses go always do their thing regardless if Justin Herbert is playing or not. Defenses go do their thing. But I need to see the offense do more. The miscues, limit it, get better with the communication and everything. And just finding our weapons, because we got so many on the field, of course. And we just need to make sure we have that great communication. Just previously from Sunday, we got to find those open men. You see that Kelsey got some touches. He got some good yards last week. And it was just, we just need to see that offense build that fire very, very early. We have to see that. Because if we don't score on our first 2 drives, if not score at least one drive, we got to go ahead and build that fire early. That's what I got to see for the offense.
Yeah, I think the success of this game is going to come down to if Herbert plays or not. I feel like the defense is, like you said, they're always going to be there. They're always going to have like the cohesiveness. But I think that the offense, like you said, really needs more, and they need to be better as a whole unit. And what I'm seeing is there's a couple guys that are balling out, but I think everyone needs to come in and contribute, and everyone needs to ball out, and they have to have that mentality of where it's all or nothing. And I think they didn't start out that way with this last game, and I think that really came back to bite them and really had them down to the wire at the end of the game. So I think if they come out swinging, and if, like I said, Justin Herbert is on the sidelines, he's not playing, I think they have this win. But if Justin Herbert is playing, it's going to be a little more of a fight.
Yep, no doubt. And Justin Herbert has always played the Chiefs close, even in years where the Chargers are not, you know, on that level competitively amongst the league. The Chargers always seem to have the right tools to take on the Chiefs. their receiving core is not quite the same as it was. That was always giving the Chiefs trouble. Their coach is a little different, but the quarterback is still the same. And while we await to hear about Herbert's status, if we assume he is playing, then we can assume it's going to be a tough matchup like always. The Chargers at this point under Jim Harbaugh are a team that the running game is their preferred side of the ball, both on offense or defense. They are a team that likes to run the ball, and they're a team that likes to stop you from running the ball. The Chiefs over the last 3 games have been very good against running backs. So if the Chargers continue with that strategy, then the Chiefs may be able to hold them pretty quickly. And if Justin Herbert is not the quarterback throwing it on the Chargers' third downs, then it could be a very interesting game. It could be a game for the defense to kind of puff their chest a little bit, and if anything, be able to show the offense that we can still win games while you're still figuring things out. Last year was proof of that, but you don't want that to continue. But I think at this point, the defense has almost relished on this thought that sometimes they need to be the unit to close games out, and they kind of take that as a badge of honor. So if whether or not Herbert plays, I would like to see the defense come out and be dominant and be fully dominant all around for all 4 quarters, and to kind of little brother the rest of our division, because there was all this talk that maybe the Broncos are going to be competitive with us, or Jim Harbaugh is going to turn those Chargers around really quickly, or the Raiders are competitive. And, we still need to watch those 3 teams finish out. But at this point, we're still a dominant Chiefs team. Our offense is better than last year. And at this point in time, our defense is comparable to last year. Mm-hmm. So if we could have last year's defense with a 2019 offense, you better watch out, because we're going to come dominating. Mm-hmm. At this point in time, we're still choosing to win games. Mahomes isn't necessarily trying for video game-like numbers. We're doing just enough to get by. I'm not saying it's wrong or saying it can't work, but eventually we would love to see a dominant performance. And in most cases, Andy Reid has chosen to use or have those dominant performances against division rivals. So with the Chargers being in their state of flux as they are right now, I would really like to see the Chiefs come out, punch them in the mouth, take over SoFi Stadium again, walk into Sunday 3-0, walk out as the only 4-0 team in the division, and be ready to clinch an AFC West and ultimately an American Conference Championship, and then obviously a Super Bowl. And that's all we have for you for this episode of the Home of Chiefs podcast. I hope you all enjoy. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. We've got some exciting content coming up, both video and written articles. So make sure you're following us wherever you get your content, your podcasts, your video essay series, your TikToks or YouTube shorts, wherever you find those things. Make sure you're following us, because we are trying to deliver to you the best Chiefs content possible. So like I said, we had a lot of fun today. I'm glad Jordan got to come on and tell a story. I'm glad he got to hype up his Atlanta trip and hype up Atlanta as a destination for Chiefs fans.
Yeah.
We got a long wait before we can go back there again based on the nature of the NFL. But it'll be a fun reunion when that does occur. But, it's been great. I love being able to catch up with you and kind of hear your story and hear about
Yeah,
all
I
the stuff you
appreciate
got
y'all
to
having me.
experience. Of course,
Yeah.
we're happy to have you here and glad that you get to be a part of our team. With that said, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. And as always, go Chiefs!
Thanks for checking out this update straight from the heart of Chiefs Kingdom. We appreciate your passion, so please leave a like and follow us wherever you tune in from. See you next tailgate, your trusted source for all things Chiefs, Red Kingdom Media.